Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I have one question for you. I just want to know, are you from Rochester? Rochester, here we go. Rochester, New Hampshire, maybe. Cool banknote from bank charter number 11893. Believe it or not, in New Hampshire, which New Hampshire does not have a lot of state banks. There are actually 3 different Rochesters in New Hampshire. But the fun doesn't end there, folks, because when I said Rochester, you were probably thinking of Rochester's, hey, Rochester's, Indiana. We're going to go down to the banks and see Rochester, Indiana. Also, terrible Indiana accent, because I don't know, other than those Indiana girls on those Indiana nights, how to speak Indianian. It's a whole nother thing. So one of the fun things about collecting banknotes is sometimes you have a name that can be multiple places. Multiple places with the same name, didn't you know? And speaking of that, oh, don't you know Rochester, Minnesota? Look at that. Not only that, but in Minnesota, here you got Bank 579, the First National Bank, 2088, the Union National Bank, and I think we had just those 2 that I have here anyways, but they came in small size notes. We got 20s here. Here's what a 10 looks like, of course, looking like a lot like our 10. I'm just dropping it like it's hot over here. By the way, some of you have probably already caught this, but for those of you who didn't, serial numbers 123 and 123. I'm learning my numbers today. But not only does Minnesota have it, also the great state of New York. Now you may be wondering where I'm getting these accents from, and honestly, I don't even know. So you can crucify me later here. But so these are titled Type 1 and Type 2. Let me show you something different about these national banknotes. So the charter number is the number that the bank was chartered with for the federal government. The Type 1 has the number once, the Type 2 has the number twice. So there you go. The First National Bank and Trust Company of Rochester. And then you've got, here is the National Bank of Rochester. And then I think for New York, we also have, here is the National Bank of Commerce of Rochester. But that's not good enough. We also need the Lincoln National Bank of Rochester. And if you weren't sure about that, you could always go to the First National Bank of East Rochester, New York. And because we want to make sure that we've offended as many different states as we can with bad accents, all I can think of for Pennsylvania is like Weird Al Yankovic's Amish Paradise. I'm 1,000 times as humble as thou art. So you can collect banknotes from Rochester. And just so you know, just so I know, because I didn't know, there are Rochesters in lots of different areas. 2977, all these are the same bank, the First National Bank of Rochester. Now, sometimes they do change their name. I didn't see an example of those in here, but sometimes the same bank number will actually change their bank name, and they'll say, you know, Bank 1, Bank 2, or Charter Name 1 and 2. So anyways, we got Pennsylvania, Minnesota, Indiana, New Hampshire, New York. I just feel like Delaware. Dun, dun, dun. I feel like I should be singing the state song right now. But anyway, let me know if you're from Rochester. Put your hands up and wave them in the air like you just don't care. But if you do, put a thumbs up on this video. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.